Coach Ken Carter is well known, and not just in sports. His points about accountability, integrity, and leadership certainly translate to life. He'll bring his message to Omaha in support of Omaha Home for Boys, the Imagine Our Youth Gala on September 15th. Coach Carter joins us now via Skype. Good to see you, Coach. How are you?
Good to see you.
Take us back. You were coaching the boys basketball team at Richmond High School when you made a controversial but a powerful decision. Remind our viewers about that.
Well, I knew that none of our boys was probably going to make professional sports. So I just wanted them to get a good education. And in them getting a good education, you know, sports and basketball was good, but they just decided that they didn't want to go to school anymore after we started winning basketball games because they was like stars walking around campus. And so I just basically had them sign a contract, and once they signed that contract, they was obligated to follow those rules. And when they didn't follow those rules, like sit in the front of the class, be courteous and kind to everybody you meet in school, be respectful to all your teachers, and just basic human right things. And sometimes as athletes, we forget that to treat people nice when we become quote unquote stars. And so I just locked the gym and made them forfeit games until they got their attitudes together.
Well, and for players, they're undefeated. So how did the players, and then also how did their parents react when you locked those doors?
You know, I didn't have a problem with the players. It was more the community, because Richmond High had won like 4 games a year before. And so now all of a sudden we're undefeated. And this is the way I looked at the situation. Basketball was the hook. Education was always the goal.
You know, Coach, I grew up in a family full of teachers, so education was always emphasized in my family. I'm wondering for you, how did it become important? Where did that focus originate?
Well, it started with my family. I have 7 sisters, and you know, my mom had a 6th grade education, and my dad had a 2nd grade education. And so they decided early that all 9 of their kids was going to college, and we did.
That's awesome.
And so that was the driving force through my whole life was, you know, you educate yourself. Nobody could ever take that away from you. Because 1 in every 500,000 people get a chance to play some type of professional sports to make a living. And a lot of kids think if, especially in the inner city, if you're not a professional athlete, you're not going to earn a good living. And I tell them you can also make a good living from the neck up instead of the neck down.
That's right. So when you come to Omaha for the Imagine Our Youth Gala on September 15th, what will you share, and how do you think your message relates to the mission of the Omaha Home for Boys?
Well, you look at it, kids are 1/3 of our population, but they're 100% of our future. And I want them to simply understand this very simple message, that you do not get paid by the hour. You get paid by the value you bring to the hour. And you must always do more than what you're paid for as an investment in your future.
If your story is familiar to our viewers, it may be because of the movie about your life. That had to be crazy, being part of that process and seeing it come to life.
Yeah, good. Mr. Samuel Jackson, when producers asked me who did I want to play me in the movie, I wrote down one single name, Mr. Samuel Jackson.
Wow.
And we made it happen. And then people have to realize too, if you write things down, they're 10 times more likely to come true in your life. So before you start your day, you should automatically write it down the night before.
That's wild that that's who you wanted and that he was up for it, and it turned out, obviously a lot of people watched the movie, but it's cool to have you here today to kind of get your story. Coach Ken Carter, thank you for the time, and we really look forward to having you in Omaha soon.
Listen, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
All right, it's going to be a big night, the Imagine Our Youth Gala, and here's some more information about it. And tickets are still available to hear Coach Carter speak. Get yours online at omahahomeforboys.org. It's bound to be an incredible evening. All right, thank you, Mary. Coach Carter, a legendary coach that's inspiring our discussion on Facebook.